1.
Wow. Here we are. Can you believe it?
I can't. Oh no, Mike, cover your eye.
Mike, cover your left eye.
What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about?
In the middle, I saw Dahmer. Because of my dyslexia, I add the type of dyslexia I have, I add letters, and I read D like Dahmer.
Like Donner as in the serial killer, or Donner the reindeer?
Dahmer is in the serial killer.
Dahmer. Okay.
Like, do you not see letters? Are you letter blind?
No, yeah, I don't even know what you all are talking about. It's as if you both see something that I can't see.
I can't see. I don't have bifocals in these.
It makes all of your beard and eyebrows like white.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
And Mike.
Here we are.
Welcome back to another episode of Remark the Show. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Finger. And I'm
one of your hosts, Kev Reagan.
And I'm a third host, Mike G. I didn't know we were rocking out. I like it.
Can I share with you guys? Okay, you know how we watch these movies all the time and they make those like perfect Christmas cookies?
Yes.
Boom.
No.
Woo. Hold on.
Is this an example of a perfect Christmas cookie, or you're saying this is a cookie?
Is Mr. Potato Head a cookie for Christmas?
Listen, I just went to my work. I just went to my work's holiday party.
It's a star, right? That's a throwing star, right?
This is a throwing star, and this is a very just sweet gingerbread.
It's Mr. Potato Head. Oh, you ate Mr. Potato Head.
But I've never seen like Hallmark like cookies like this in person. This is like amazing. Anyway, that's my story. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Did you make them or did you just take them?
No, I just took them. Yeah. Also, I don't know if anyone else does this. They're having a whole bunch of holiday parties like for your work or whatever. Yeah. I literally took home a box of crackers, and inside that box of crackers, I put a whole bunch of soft pretzel nubs that were left over, and then I put these in my pocket.
So your question is, do people steal from their office parties?
Comment down below if you steal from your office party.
It's not stealing. I would have eaten them there.
Right, yeah.
But you didn't. And that's fair if you're going to throw them out.
Yeah.
Welcome to the penultimate episode of the countdown to Christmas.
What? Get out of here.
That's right. We watched 4 more films. I almost said good films. 4 more films this week. Some of them were good. I actually enjoyed most of them. We watched the most colorful time of year, Christmas Class Reunion, The Gift of Peace, and of course, The Holiday Sitter. Mike, are we spinning a wheel this week?
We're, of course, spinning a wheel for each and every movie. We will spin my wheel. It is minutes 10 through 4. That's how long we get to talk about each film, whether we liked it or not. That's how long that we have to talk about each one.
Wait, important follow-up. Mike, how many of these did you watch?
I watched 3. I watched, so like I announced last week, I'm committed to all 8 p.m.s. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. I did not watch the Hallmark mysteries and movies.
Well, lucky Mike. We'll talk about
it. What did we think the people thought? So this was interesting poll here, Kevin, coming into it. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Wow. Are you kidding? That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but I'm glad.
No.
I mean, like everybody, this is one of those photo finishes. So I wish we could have kept the poll out slightly longer to maybe get one to edge its way out. But yeah,
I definitely think Pavy Gravy, not the movie, but Pavy Gravy himself got those votes for Fabled Holiday.
We don't want to retread these movies, but the more I think about A Fabled Holiday and my lack of love for it, my disappointment, I still loved it because I felt it was like the good kind of bad.
Yeah.
Where I don't care. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of I don't know that, yeah.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say this to the end, but I'm very excited for 'Twas the Night Before Christmas for this same reasoning.
Yes.
Having now seen a Dickens of a holiday and a fabled holiday, I feel like this is gonna be another mess
I
that
can't
I'm gonna love. That I'm
wait.
gonna love.
It
with the ghost of Charles Dickens or
Oh
something.
my God,
I don't even
it
know. Or
looks
no, the writer of that.
terrible.
I can't
but
wait.
in the
On
best
trial.
way possible.
Yeah. All right. Should we do this week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
let's
this
do it.
week. Let's start. Oh,
Boom. First
what?
one. Wait,
Oh, no.
is something
no.
oh,
no.
put on your glasses. Booyah!
Oh.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, I put my glasses on.
Hey.
Now I can see.
Can I kick this off? Can I kick this one off really quick before you go
Yes.
into the thing? Because I feel we're sort of making fun of this like idea of being colorblind. That's not something to make fun of. People live with it. But my wife was also very much, who is a doctor of physical therapy, and has a brother who's colorblind, straight up the entire time was like, he's not dying. This isn't a serious malady.
Exactly.
People live with color blindness and it's totally fine. Why is this such a big deal? So, but anyway, that's just my preface.
No, Mike, that's fair. The reason we'll be making fun of this movie is not because he's colorblind, because of the way they treated it like he had a brain tumor.
And I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I don't like that we've already assumed we're going to make fun of it. I thought this movie was awesome, and I can't wait to talk about it.
You shut up. You're a liar.
I'm going to save my statement for the end after we go through it because
Spin that wheel.
we have to do the thing. We're going to do a little quick intro.
Oh,
right?
yeah. So we're going to be talking about the most colorful time of the year, Friday, December 9th, starring Katrina Bowden. You know her from The Bold and the Beautiful, but probably more so as Cherie from 30 Rock. That's right. She's growing up. She's a lady. She ain't a kid anymore. Christopher Russell, who plays Joe in the Amazon Plus series Reacher, or the Apple Plus series. I don't remember. Somebody fact check me. Write that down.
I think it's Prime. I think it's Prime. Yeah. I think it's
Prime.
Prime.
Okay. So the Amazon show Reacher. And we even mentioned last week there's a character I said I would have rather seen him on Reacher. So it was very funny.
So this
Russell is and then this is written by Alan Donahue, who has written like these very interesting like bio documentaries on like Tim Burton and Robin Williams, Christopher Nolan. Wow. I do believe this is their first actual venture into a narrative like this. And then Keith Hemstreet, who also wrote Noel Next Door, directed by Max McGuire, who also directed Noel Next Door.
Lovely.
I will give you a quick plot, and then Mike will spin that wheel.
Yeah.
Mike, I see your wheel is colors. It might be a festive.
That's true. Let me put myself back in grayscale as you explain the plot. Go for it.
One of the worst.
So Ryan is an elementary school teacher who learns that he is colorblind. That's not true. He's always known he's colorblind.
Always known.
Michelle, an optometrist and mother of one of his students, helps bring color into his life in time for the holidays.
Oh, you mean sort of like this?
Yeah.
Yep. You look great.
I
do like you with all the smoky beard, though. That's fun.
Thanks. It's coming in naturally, but it's getting closer to being full. All right, round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. This is how long Chris, Kevin, and myself will get to talk about the most colorful time of year with this very colorful wheel. It looks like it's going to be in that purple 7 minutes. Not bad. 7 minutes. All right. Are we don't have to take the entire time, but that we can't go longer than that.
See what
time.
happens.
That's the rules. Yeah. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes. 7 minutes on the clock. Begin.
Kevin, are you serious? You liked this one?
So this movie harkens back. This harkens back to Hallmark when they had these really kind of nonsensical stories. And, you know, we've talked about it before. I always forget the name of it, but the ghost that comes back to life. I love that crap on every level. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I thought there were parts of this that were really good, parts of this that were not. But overall, I did. I laughed and enjoyed it. So.
You laughed at what? At what? You laughed twice, Mike?
No, that wasn't me saying the amount of times I laughed. That's
times.
me. I'm showing my cards here because this movie should not have been as enjoyable as it was. Does that make
Right.
sense? Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know what it was. There were a lot of parts up front, which we're gonna get to, that I thought were very silly and very like one note. And like you said, Kevin, back to like this is the like gimmick and this is what we're sticking to. And there's a lot of bad stuff up front.
Yeah.
But by the end, something about these two leads, I think it was the acting. I think it was like the moments with I thought the daughter was really good too. Like I think the actors really elevated this film. I don't think Hallmark thought it was going to be good because they got the classic bad type font opening treatment where it's just like, we're not going to even bother like putting a title screen together. So I was already hesitant. I thought it looked like the concept was kind of cheesy. Some of the things we're going to talk about, but at the end of the day, I don't know what it was. I was smiling. I was laughing. I was enjoying the end of this movie. So I also mildly enjoyed it. Chris, we assume you did not.
I listen, I don't not enjoy any of these. I enjoy all of them, but this one I was bored. So like, because I didn't like him. I thought he was a punk. Really? And I was like, get over yourself. Just tell people that you're colorblind. Yeah. Like, and he was like, I don't know. I didn't like him. And she was
how good of a teacher he is though.
Yeah, the kids love him. Like, even though he's a grump, and they talk about that, he's a Scrooge. Although this is the second film that this writer and this director
made a Scrooge.
They had a Scrooge character, and both characters had kind of a disability. I'm not saying I don't think I don't think Ryan's disability really. I guess in a way, it was he did not want to decorate his classroom for Christmas because he couldn't see the enjoyment in it. He just thought it was
also my question is that schools are not. This wasn't a Catholic school,
right?
So I don't understand. That was what was bothering me for so long. I was like, stop telling this like non-religious teacher to decorate his classroom.
And the rest of the school, Chris, was wildly
wild. And I was like, where are my Jewish friends at? They probably don't. Like, what is happening? Yeah. So I get it. We're on like what used to be a Christian network, but not really. It's not.
It was annoying.
No, it's funny too because like he's the science teacher. So if anybody's going to be a little bit more, pulling away from the concept of the holiday, here he is, explaining, this balloon. You expect the balloon to pop, and he does eventually pop it. But yeah, I mean, it's a science class. He's a very light teacher. Again, even though they say he's kind of a Scrooge. What I really loved, and I think this kind of lends itself to the charm of what this film was to me, everybody in this town knew who this guy was. They all knew he was a Scrooge.
They all knew he was a hot dude.
They knew he was a hot dude. All the moms, barely the daughters, said all the moms are interested in him. But like even Ryan's sister, Michelle's sister, knows everything, and presumably Michelle has told her this. She was an awesome character, by the way. The sister was so good.
Like all the actors elevated this 100%. The sister was great. The friends were great. Yeah.
I just have to point this out because this is the trifecta here. That sister, also the sister from Noel Next Door.
No,
the one who was Christmas caroling, and they said "Jingle bells, your butt smells" or something. They didn't say that, but they said and he closes the door, and she's all, and later is like, I can't believe he slammed the door. It's like, your kid said he smells. You are creating these Scrooge situations.
I will say one of my favorite parts in this movie was when they were finally he was happy. He wore color and he decorated his little room and had his red sweater on and whatever. They went and he was like, I want to take you somewhere. My house. And she's like, huh? And he's like, not like that. And he was like, I have a surprise for you. And,
not like that.
It's gonna get spicy. I literally was like, immediately.
Yeah, that was definitely I almost wanted them to break the mold and her to be like, oh, like sure, you know what I mean, like type of thing. Because hey, listen, a fan
a scroll come up and say to watch the rest, turn on Lifetime.
I mean, I'm gonna say it. Gay, straight, male, female. Everybody has the fantasy of the teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whether it's you with the teacher, or your parent falling in love with it because you like them. So I mean, it made sense.
Yeah. But I love that the little girl was so informed. She's like, well, he's not my teacher next semester.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Get in there, Mom.
Well, but why is she trying to get her mom with this other dude. I think the reason is we have ourselves a dead dad alert.
Hey. Oh, let me turn the side. Woo. I've got a slide.
I also why did I write this down? Maybe someone can tell me.
Yeah.
Mark asking about the pay.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so that's her ex-boyfriend.
Yes, that's what it was. Thank you. Awkward.
So it was awkward, and they've already established through the sister that the ex-boyfriend. This is our spicy episode, right? He's a douche.
He's a douche.
And the sister's like, even before the end of the movie, she's saying he's a terrible person. You can't get back together with him. Then when we meet him, he's at first just awkward and weird. And I'm like, it's not what they're saying. He's terrible.
Right.
Listen, this actor, I give him mad props because he wanted to come see Bailey, the little girl, in her Christmas pageant because he did the year before. So because Michelle thinks that Ryan is interested in the Gabby, the basketball coach, she's like, yeah, fine, come, whatever. The way he watched those kids was the creepiest damn thing I have ever seen. Not this picture. That's Ryan. He's fine.
No, I know.
Mark was so gross. The way it was like, speaking of Dahmer, Kristin, it was gross. I was like, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy.
I don't like him.
Well, Kevin, should I fast forward to it? Why not? I'm gonna. There they are. We got the dead dad alert, but even worse than a dead dad alert, Kevin. What is it? It is of course, new alert here. It is almost.
We have a new alert.
I'm building up. Yeah. The creepy ex-boyfriend.
We did jump. I'm sorry. He is so creepy.
He was really creepy, and if you think about the amount of times that he was trying to call her throughout the entire movie, and then he just showed up, oh my God.
Read the room, Mark.
Read the room, Mark. And then when he asked about the pay, thank you for quoting the room.
Yes.
Hi, Mark. But he was like, so you're a teacher, so what do you make? That was so. But of course, Scooby gave his classic, I love kids and that's the education. That's the pay I get.
Can I know we're out of time. Can I say the one thing though, I expected? Hallmark loves a tree lighting, and this guy finally gets his color blindness back. So I'm like, this is going to be the most gorgeous tree lighting.
And can we set this up, Kevin, really quickly? So for the first time, the first video we have here is him for the first time, right? So this was the school, which again, ridiculously over.
That's the school. Why don't you decorate your room? Go in the hallway if you need that.
Go in the hallway and hang out.
We'll set up this next bit, which I also laughed out loud at when this happened.
So they build this up, and the mayor or whomever it was not Nelson Wong. It also was not Daniel Bacon. So I don't know if it was the mayor. I assume not. Mike's ready to move to the next movie. They're going to light the tree, and I'm like, this is going to be beautiful and colorful and grand, and it is a tight shot on a tree with white lights, and there it is. And I was like, are you kidding me?
and that's it.
I already saw in Chromachrome. What is happening here?
It was. I didn't. Oh man, I don't know. Next, you know what? I've decided. Being a dyslexic person, I feel underrepresented. So I'm going to write a Hallmark movie about
as a dyslexic person. You're going to write that movie.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Reviews, quick reviews. Chris, you already know where you stand. 2 thumbs down. I'm not going 2 thumbs up.
No, just one.
No. For whatever reason, by the end, I wrote down on this piece of paper, this is better than it ought to be. So I don't know what it was. I think it was the actors. So kudos to the actors for working with a silly concept.
Man, oh man, a silly concept.
Boom, let's do it. I know I jumped ahead. I got excited.
Okay.
All right, there it is.
Yeah. So then we jump to Saturday night, December 10th. Gosh, I can't believe we're almost at the end. This is crazy town.
I know it is. It really is.
We have Amy Teagarden from My Christmas Family Tree and Friday Night Lights, which I had to look up because I forgot she was in that show.
Yeah.
She looked recognizable, and I couldn't.
Coach's daughter, man. She's the best. Tanner Novlin from Bold and the Beautiful. So we have a lot of Bold and the Beautiful here tonight. And Letterkenny, who was in one episode of that.
Yeah.
And if you're from the New York area, he's in the Liberty Mutual commercials that they shoot.
That's right.
I was like, where is this guy from? And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's the Liberty Mutual guy. So anyway.
Awesome. This is written by Aaron Rodman, who wrote the Christmas House 2, Deck Those Halls, directed by John A. Rosenbaum, who's directed a lot of TV, including like the new Fraggle Rock, and also is currently allegedly doing the upcoming Woody Woodpecker film. So take that for what it's worth.
Wait, live action Woody Woodpecker?
It sounds like, yeah, sounds like. Listen, my daughter likes the Smurf movies, and I got to tell you, they're not terrible because Hank Azaria is the greatest.
Oh, great.
So this movie, valedictorian Elle is determined to host a perfect 15-year high school reunion. She's looking forward to seeing her high school crush, Cam. That's Cam with a K. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah.
What?
Really
I don't know what
He's
that,
even
what
worse
is that
now.
short
He's even
for?
worse.
Short for Cam. That's it. But she finds unexpected support in Bad Boy Devin.
Yeah, spin that wheel. All right, round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. How long will we talk? We went a tiny bit long on the first one there, but that's okay. Oh, come on. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We got this, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the how did we feel initially, because it really sells where Chris is at with these movies. So
That's funny. Okay, I'm ready.
go ahead, Chris. Knock us out.
Listen, I love a group gathering movie.
Yeah.
Like I love that's why I like camp movies, because people gather.
Yeah.
And then I love a class reunion movie.
That being said, no.
Yes, no, but that being said, I did like this.
Yeah.
A lot. I wasn't sure. I like her as an actress. He was okay. And I liked all the side people, and I liked that we didn't have to just spend our whole time getting to know these two people. We got to know the other couple, and then this woman and her amazing assistant who found love as well. Like
that was funny. Yeah.
That was very, very funny. I do have questions. Number one is, if they were going sledding, why were they in heels? Then my other question is, well, it's not a question, it's a statement. I didn't like how it ended, in that she made that announcement and then he came back in and it like became about her, and it became very selfish at this moment where she was like, it's about us moving forward. By the way, I got a dude. Yeah. So I thought that was weird. I think he could have just walked in and she could have just been like standing, not dancing with someone. I think that's how I probably would have written it. And
I get that. Yeah. I agree. I liked it. Overall, I thought it was good. I liked that I didn't know a lot going into this, so I really did think it was going to be about her and Cam, because at the dance 15 years ago, she's trying to get his eye, and then he sees another girl and goes off and dances, and I was like, oh, he's a douche. And then in comes the guy that you're supposed to think is and he's like kind of messing things up and stuff, but he's a kid in high school. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be a little more mature, but at the same time, we fast forward 15 years, he's got a daughter, he's running a company, he's kind of figured it out. He's the most put together of every single character in the movie at that point. So I liked it. I was rooting for them, and I think that's why. But again, to your point, Chris, the colorful characters, I will say this.
Yeah, like this sweet couple. Yeah, like I didn't need them to make it work. I think it would have been fine if they didn't, because sometimes you're someone in high school, you're definitely not them when you're 25 or 35 or however they
didn't need to work it out, is your opinion? A Hallmark movie where people don't get
They didn't need to. Hallmark.
I agree. Yeah, I agree, because it felt like they were in a bad spot, and then they turned it around so fast that it felt like they weren't in as bad a spot. So then I questioned both sides of it. I'm like, oh, you were way too brash to like go to divorce right away. And then if you were fine, or vice versa, clearly things were messed up. Yeah, I have the moment of real realization.
the bracelet fixed everything. I was like, no.
Well, things. Give me the material items and everything.
I love things.
Yeah.
Well, and Kevin, you talked about douche being the likable one. Also, this, go for it.
No, this guy. This is James, and this I did feel a lot of the side stories. They probably should have cut some. I would have kept this and cut the Fricks out. That was their name, because this was kind of cute. You had Samantha, who wore braces, and she kind of was in everyone's shadow in her own mind when she was in high school.
Right.
Now she's on television, about to get a big gig in New York. This is her friend slash, they say, no, stylist, friend slash stylist.
Yeah.
His name's James. He's great. He's very colorful and fun. And then here's Bryce, who Samantha, I think, has a bit of a crush on.
Yes.
And then you find out Bryce is very interested in James. And you're
like,
but
love
James'
that.
expression of, so good.
I loved it. The moment she realized her high school crush liked her assistant, and she was like, go for it. Like, I loved that dynamic. Was really sweet. Hi, buddy.
Yeah. But to me, the person I wanted to see more out of was the photographer at the Santa station. He was amazing.
No, we only have 4 minutes for this one. Come on. What are you?
That's fine. I know. I wanted that so badly. So a sequel, a possible sequel. I do want to say this, though. There was a fire.
Yes.
And in the fire, they lost a lot of decorations. They had to figure out, where are we going to get decorations from?
Yeah.
They had already established the fact that Elle, whose real name is Noelle, that her mother is obsessed with Christmas. And I thought, well, that's where your decorations are going to come from. Mom.
No.
Nope.
That scene was also ridiculous because he was like, oh, I don't know. Like, this is going to be a struggle, because like we have everything's booked. But, oh, wait, I have this random back room with a ton of decorations that are totally fine. He's like, these are garbage decorations. Like, those are nicer decorations than
nicer than the ones I have. Like,
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
What thoughts? Yeah.
I'm going to give 1 thumb up for this.
Agreed. 1 thumb. It was fun. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I liked it.
I'm going to be, so I wrote better than it ought to be for the colorful thing. And then for this one, I wrote not as good as I was hoping.
As good as it should.
It's, you know what? Like, again, actors were good. I think moments were good, but I actually got a little anxious about the whole idea of this high school and like coming back to see people. And I thought some of the moves with like the pretty ugly girl, right? Oh, she was ugly and now she's pretty. And like, oh, he's straight. Now he's gay. I don't know. It felt a little too black and white for me and too silly.
No, that was the other movie, Mike. Black and white was the other movie.
That's true. Hey. So I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't.
I wouldn't watch it again. But if you like movies with like groups coming back together like I do, give it a shot.
And they're all charming. Like, everybody's charming. Amy Teagarden's
everyone's charming. Everyone's charming.
Yeah.
Then they were all good. They were all good.
Saturday night, we weren't done because at the 10 o'clock hour, we had a little something called The Gift of Peace, starring Nikki DeLoach. We all know from Dying for Chocolate, Curious Caterer Mystery. Brennan Elliott, we know from The Perfect Pairing, which I believe we all loved. Chris doesn't remember it, though.
I was very joyful that evening.
This one is interesting as far as the credits here. So the story is by Mike Grimm. It was written by Tyler Strachey, who they did a lot of work with Mike Shore. If you don't know who Mike Shore is, Mike Shore was of The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec. So this writer worked not necessarily as a writer, but did a lot of work on those shows. And it is directed by Fred Gerber, who directed Christmas for Keeps and The Christmas Promise. I think I leaned way too hard into thinking this is going to be funnier than people expect. No, it's not. Okay, so here's the plot. Artist Tracy lost her faith after tragedy, but begins to find inspiration, hope, and peace with a new community when she joins a grief support group at Christmas time.
Spin that wheel.
I wasn't sure what that was.
Do you want me to, how many minutes do you actually want on it? And I'll make sure the wheel spins.
I have very little to say.
3, because if you give me more than that, we'll lose fans.
Let me go nicely first, Kristin.
Oh, it stopped at 4 or 5, 4 somewhere in there.
Okay, great.
Here we go.
Yeah, Kevin, you begin, please.
Begin. I didn't see it. So it's all you.
Okay.
Well, first of all, let me say I loved Nikki DeLoach. She is awesome and charming and everything. I personally love Brennan Elliott. This movie, I thought all of the actors and the characters themselves were totally fine. I just was not into this film. And this is a perfect example of not every film is for every person. This is definitely one very, 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 very heavy religious overtones. And that's fine for some people. I wasn't interested, but I tried with this movie. And again, we have a grief support group. So her husband has died. There's a lot of flashbacks. And sometimes we say, oh, that would be fun to do. This is the example of maybe not.
It's not, yeah.
And then when we meet the different people in the support group, we meet the older woman whose husband would play Santa Claus and he's passed.
Yeah.
And then we meet this young Asian fella. And I'm like, oh, this is sad and interesting. Cause like Nikki DeLoach is young, but he's presumably younger. What happened to his partner? And it's his grandmother died. And I was like, okay, look, people grieve and you deal with grief how you deal with grief. But my problem was they kept hedging whenever Brendan Elliott's character would talk. He would not be forthcoming with what happened to him. Why is he leading this grief group? And I got to tell you, part of me, again, it's because this writer worked on Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Good Place. And I was like, what if it turns out it's his dog? And I became obsessed with that. I became obsessed with it. So when they did this flashback and there's this woman, I'm like, now, is she the dog trainer? Does she have? In the end, I did stop watching because it just was too heavy. And I was like, I understand some people really, I don't want to say enjoy, but this is their bread and butter. It is not mine. So I punched it on this one.
Yeah, that's fair enough, Kev. Like I didn't hate this movie or anything like that. And I value folks that rely on their faith to get them through things. Like when my family lost my dad, I lost my faith and it has never regained because I don't believe in any of that. And I believe in just, life happens. So this was a bit triggering for me to watch, of them almost like, especially when because I had to go to a lot of support groups as like a teenager that lost their dad. Like I had to go to a lot of group therapy. And and then my mom wanted me to go to like one of the youth group ones. And it was like, we're going to start with a prayer. And I remember getting up and being like, I'm out of here. This is, you know what I mean? So it's just, I hate to be one of those people because on the Hallmark groups, I get frustrated when someone posts like about the holiday sitter and someone just writes, not for me. But I'm like, imagine if I said, like they posted this movie and I was like, not for me, #atheist. Like, I would never do that. You know what I mean? So I have no hard feelings towards this movie. However, I just don't have strong ties to it. And it was a bit triggering for me. Yeah. That said, Nikki DeLoach is amazing.
She's so good. Yeah.
And Brendan Elliott is going through this right now with his own wife.
Yeah.
So I commend him for being able to be able to do this film in this very difficult time of his life, basically about the same thing that possibly he'll have to go through soon. And it's maybe. But like, it's just a heavy movie for when you're going, like if he was doing Haul Out the Holly, it's a very different filming experience because when he was telling about his wife, I did start to cry because I just was like, this is him crying. So I don't have bad things to say about it, but I will say one thing. The way they wrapped that tricycle, if I got that as a kid and I had to unwrap that present.
Okay, hold on. Because when we get to Holiday Sitter and we talk about the scooter, but Mike, I think you might have a gift for me here because if I'm not mistaken.
I have two.
Okay, this is the dad. It was just, the mom and dad almost lived to torture their daughter and bring up her dead husband.
Oh, I know.
And I hated it. And I was like, leave this poor at dinner. And she's such a good daughter, but I'm thinking, Dad, come on, man.
Look at it.
A much worse. Great, what you're gonna say? Go for it.
I was gonna say that's also the dad from the class reunion.
It was, wasn't it? Okay.
That was the same actor?
Same dad. Yep.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I was gonna say we had worse rapping in this sitter but a better handhold, which I know we're getting.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. That's like 5:20. So what do you? You didn't make it all the way through, Kevin. So we know how you feel. But Chris, you gave it a shot. So what do you think? You said it kind of already, but you know.
I did. If like, listen, like, hey, because I have another friend that is not of the religion and just skipped it because just skip them. But like, if you love this sort of thing, this is very classic when Hallmark was a bit more on the Christian side. And it is a lovely story, and it's a lovely thing to see this group of people go through this difficult time together and find themselves again. If I'm looking at it that way, they all got to find themselves again. That's what I liked about the movie. I just don't believe in what they believe in, which
Chris,
is fine.
I'm going to call you after this and ask what you thought of the artwork. We ran out of time. Can't talk about it. Yeah.
Great. So it's a this.
Mine's this for you.
This?
You want to watch it?
Hey.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I'll do like party on. If it's your thing, party on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Booyah, number 4.
Finally, one we were all waiting for. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, the 8 o'clock hour, we have The Holiday Sitter. This is starring Jonathan Bennett. We know from The Wedding of a Lifetime and Christmas House movies, and of course, Mean Girls. George Chrissa from
and host of Christmas Cookie Challenge, which we miss him. We miss you, Jonathan Bennett, on the Food Network challenges because you're making all these movies, but whatever.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Listen, he's a busy fella. Fella.
Yeah.
This is written by, so you have story credits to Greg Baldwin, who wrote Wedding of a Lifetime, and Jonathan Bennett, both story credits, written by Tracy Andreen. I did not do it this week. I'm giving you guys a break, but Tracy did write 2 tickets. This is the 1 week I'm giving it off. So, and directed, Chris, say her name so I don't butcher it.
I think it's Allie Lambert.
No, there's no M. It's Libert.
Libert?
It's either Libert, like French, Libert, or Libert. Here's the thing. Allie is welcome to come on the show anytime.
Oh my God, please.
I doubt they would yell at us, but and we know obviously Allie from Spotlight on Christmas and acting this year in 3 Wise Men and a Baby.
Wow. It took me a second to pull it up, but I had to.
Yeah, like I know it's in here.
For all you regular Remark fans,
they love it.
I love it. It doesn't matter what you think. I love it. Tracy is friends with Julie Sherman Wolf, and I think I would hate to do this, but I think I'm going to ask Julie because she is a friend if she would help us because I would love to talk to Tracy. Tracy also wrote Christmas with the Darlings, so there's so many.
There's so many reasons we need to talk to her.
Yes. So when Sam, a workaholic bachelor, babysits his niece and nephew for the holidays, he recruits help from their handsome next-door neighbor, Jason. Finds himself in an unexpected romance.
Yay.
10.
Do we spin the wheel?
All right, let's we actually are doing really well on time, but let's spin the wheel just to keep it honest, you know what I mean? And we'll see how far we go. Rada goes where it stops, nobody knows.
We're all gonna know. We're all gonna know in a minute.
We're all gonna know.
Pretty high. 8 minutes.
Pretty good.
8 minutes, pretty good. All right, and we do have to save time. Those remarkers that are like, do we keep watching or what? First of all, we're about to give an amazing review, I think, across the board on this one. 2, we have an exciting special treat. Kristin has a very special school project for the teacher at the end of this. So here we go. All right, 8 minutes on the clock.
Kristin, let it rip.
It's very important for me. It just says no notes.
Let me blow you up. Let me just blow you up so that people can see.
No notes.
Yeah, agreed.
I honestly I saw an interview where Jonathan Bennett was saying that he wanted to create a gay Uncle Buck, and that's
perfect.
That is one of his favorite movies, and I think he succeeded. This was a hoot and a holler from tip to bottoms. tip to bottoms. Yeah. And I thought it was cast really well because like one thing that I did really, really like a lot about it was how big his family was. The other guy, the one that George Chrisa played. Not Sam, the other one. But so that bit throughout the whole movie of like more and more siblings, and then this like I loved that. I seriously have no notes except for this was joyful. This was funny. There was moments where they had the steamiest connection. Yeah. And sometimes on screen, you don't capture it. And I give that to the two actors and to Allie, the director, for giving them the space and most likely the time to have those moments in the film. And they were beautifully shot. And I don't know if we have a video of it or a picture of it, but that hand holding in front of the tree, I want to print it out and make it my Christmas card. Well, there's that hand holding. Stop it. There was more hand holding. Yeah.
This was the first one, I think, right? I think this was the first moment. Yeah,
this is where they're almost caught wrapping presents. And it was awesome because they weren't hiding their affection. They were hiding the presents. And I love that.
I love that because I love that he like basically jumped on top of him and was like, hey, we're just snuggling. What about it?
You okay? Need something? Yeah. It's funny. I didn't know that Uncle Buck bit, and I love it because now you say it, he was irreverent and he was, the fun uncle, but the fun uncle who's not in their lives until his sister and brother-in-law desperately need him. And the unsung hero to me in a lot of the scenes was, or in the storytelling anyhow, was his brother, was Jason's brother, who speaks. First of all, Jason's brother is newly divorced, and I like that too because, again, we joked about this like 2 years ago. You don't need to kill people off. Like divorce is okay; it happens. Yeah. It's not great, but it's the alternative being death is take the divorce, take the lowercase. And he would talk to his brother and talk sense into Jason because Jason got himself worked up that at the end where I was just hired. I was the hired hand. And his brother says, you mean Sam, followed through on the,
exactly.
Sam didn't go to Hawaii to come watch the kids. Like this character that you think is like dark and kind of like broody and stuff. Yeah. You find he really is a lot of heart, especially at the very end. The whole point is Jason wants to have a family, and Sam, that's not really something that's ever registered for Sam. He doesn't go on more than one date. He lets the dates fall apart. Talks about it with his best friend. But when he diagnoses himself at the end, it is
oh my god, with the sister.
Yeah.
I lost it. That was beautifully written, beautifully shot, beautifully performed because
incredible message.
Wow. Yeah. And then also I loved the idea that there were two people in the movie, like you're saying, Kev, that like were the sense of reason for both of them after the misunderstanding moment because both of them overreacted. Yeah. And I loved that.
And they're siblings. Like who's better than siblings?
Both his siblings were like, ding dong, just go over there. Yeah. And I think what I liked about this movie, the best is like they were definitely making fun of the genre a bit itself in tiny moments like that, where it's like, this isn't a misunderstanding. Yeah. You're being dumb.
I think their kiss at the end, when everyone sees it, it's one of the few kisses I've really liked that everyone saw it because it also normalizes. You have to normalize. Yes. This is like for all of the people, not for me. Okay, but this is life. And these people aren't going anywhere. Like this is everyone. This is us. This is your family, your friends, your loved ones. Don't be a dick. Like if you don't want to watch it, okay, don't watch it. Nobody's forcing you to do that. But the whole, not for me. I loved that they kiss and we see a small reveal through the trees of Sam's family and they're all like, woo! And then across the street, all the DeVitos, or I forget their name, but Jason's family, and they're all like,
DeVitos, I loved the dad. The dad was so good because that's the arc. That's the stereotype, right? It's the dad doesn't like you because you're gay or whatever, right? And to completely flip that and have it not even be a concern in both the dad's eyes and also the mom, like, the DeVito, Marilyn, right? Gabrielle, the actress, knowing, I don't know, just their support didn't feel like pressed upon them or like forced or like, oh, we're confused. We don't really, but they were just wholeheartedly in the whole way.
Yes.
It was that, like someone said, normalization. It was as if this is a perfectly normal thing that happens. And it's the same thing as a guy and a girl meeting, you know what I mean? In these Hallmark movies, but it was two guys.
There are
deal with it. Guys love each other and girls love each other.
There are 40 Hallmark movies in the countdown.
Yep.
39 of them are ending with a man and a woman kissing.
Yeah.
One of them ended with two men. But the end result of love and people watching this, it was great. I also did like to, like you said, Mike, that when Sam is telling his sister, I never thought of this because it wasn't something I could do. Because he's gay, he never thought of marriage. He never thought of kids. And then she said, Mom and Dad were always support, and he said that they were, and it was nice that like they did, and it was they're in New York, they're upstate New York, so it's a lot more progressive. But it was nice that you saw a lot of steps in this film.
I thought the child adoption stuff was super interesting as well. Like it confused me up front. There was a lot going back and forth because there were a lot of family members involved. But then once it settled down, so that was my only like not complaint, but just sort of like, whoa, we're trying to get a lot of messaging out here, which is like you can be a divorced couple, you can be a couple that has maybe your own biological kids, but then also want to adopt. You can be a gay man that wants to adopt. You can be a gay man that doesn't want to adopt. I thought that was so interesting. And again, it was a tiny bit clunky plot wise for me, but once it settled in and I figured out like who was who and who was what, by the end, I was like, again, all in. And like you posted, Chris, or somebody posted, just teary eyed and
oh my God.
Yeah. How about that grandmom too? Ratting out the granddaughter, being like, she's got a crush on him.
Oh my gosh, the story with the kid, he was so awkward. But then when he delivered the final, again, as we're all performers, you know what I mean? We probably all went through a similar like nervous situation with the girl. And to see him deliver those last lines, even though he was super awkward the whole way through, was also a very beautiful moment. and just funny and silly and very.
We also got the most delightful Jonathan Bennett facial expressions.
Oh my gosh, she was
entire film. Oh my God, the mustache. Hello.
And the eyes.
So we're gonna get to this soon, but I was at ChristmasCon this weekend, and he hosted the ugly sweater party, and there was one moment where Tyler was doing something that was just like Tyler Hines. I'm just referring to him first name.
It's our buddy.
Tyler was doing something just nonsensical, and he was like, it's unfair. Tyler can literally walk across the stage and have so much charisma, and then there's performers like me that have to do backflips and make giant eyeballs out of, and I was like, Jonathan, I've never felt so heard in my entire life, because that is how I feel when I'm on stage. I have to be like a lot of elbows and a lot of yucks, but then we have people that we know that we're friends with that just are charismatic, and it's like, Jonathan Bennett, you're charismatic as well. It's delightful when he does all that stuff, but also you're charismatic as well.
I thought you mentioned the director, Kevin. What was the director's name again?
For this one was Ali. I'm going to say Libe.
Oh, that's right. That's why we couldn't forget this spot. Yeah, I think brilliant job handling Jonathan Bennett kind of being like, I'm going to do these like goofy over the top things. It never felt out of place. It just felt like that was his character. Yeah. And then all the family members and again, the gay storyline, I think like, it all came across so just like natural and fun and just lovey. Yeah.
I will say the moment that Jonathan Bennett's character figured out that that Jason was gay because of his comment about the moccasins.
Yeah,
I died. I thought the looks on both of their faces.
It's a 10.
It was beautiful.
All right, I want to save time. Yeah, I want to save time for our normal bit and our new bit. Yeah, what do you got, Chris? Go.
I have so many more thumbs. If I had other thumbs, they'd be up.
I also had no notes, which maybe is like a
no notes.
That must be a sign. My only note was the New York taxi had like a funny sticker on it that like was clearly not a New York taxi. That was it. That was it. That was it. All right, not bad, not
Oh, I
bad. Should
loved it.
we objectify these?
Let's
These
talk
lovely
about
gentlemen?
some hot dudes.
Let's talk about some hot dudes. It's time once again, everybody. Objectification. It's 3. Yeah. All right. I think I have this in movie order.
Great.
Let's give us a little viewpoint here so we can.
Oh, there's me.
See them up close and
There
personal.
she is.
Here, there we go. All right, here we go. Number 1.
No. All right.
This is Chris something, right?
Christopher Russell.
Christopher Russell. I'm gonna start.
Good.
Yep.
I didn't like his character. Even at the end, I thought he was I didn't like him. Also,
Yikes, coming in hot.
also I feel really bad because I think this is a really good looking dude to most people, but he's not. I'm not attracted to him.
His character, of course. So
His
what is
character,
this is
I'm not-
going low. This is your time to pause the video all. Guess
Yeah.
what you think Kristen's gonna guess. Post it down below and see how accurate you are. This feels like a 3 or a 2. I don't know.
I was thinking a 3. That's
Yeah.
not me personally,
Yeah,
but
what do
I
you-
think this is.
Yeah. What do you got?
It's a 3. It's
A
a 3.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Christopher, whoever you are. You're
Russell,
lovely.
at least know their name. All right. I actually like the guy. I think he was good looking with or without the glasses. Obviously, the world came into color once you put the glasses on.
Oh boy.
I thought he was nice. I loved their relationship. It is far-fetched and weird. Like, I'm friends with my eye doctor. I'm like legitimately friends with him. He doesn't take me around to look at like the sun and setting and stuff. And I feel like maybe I have a crappy insurance plan and I have to look into it. I thought he was fine. I mean, it didn't change my world, but I liked that all the women liked him and he was oblivious, kind of colorblind to it.
What's your number?
I'm going to go with a 7. So I'll go with the 7.
7.
What?
7. Hey y'all. This is not normally. I'm gonna go with Kristen to the start here. This is not normally my kind of dude. He's very put together.
Yeah.
Very like everything looks good on him. Like he's tall. He's built. You know what I mean? I like him a little quirkier sometimes. But something about him as with the glasses and the cutoff hoodie as the basketball coach helping the girls basketball like a team, and he helps out at the front of the school. He does everything. He's probably too perfect,
right?
But he wasn't too perfect because he had colorblind, and then he saw colors. I'm going with an 8.5 on this.
Whoa! Wow!
Listen,
that's something, Chris. Together we gave
this is so
yeah.
Pretty good.
Wow. Okay.
You don't have to take it back. You don't have to take it back.
I'm not going.
You just have to move on to this gentleman.
All right, now
Listen.
we're talking.
Here
Tanner
we go.
Novlin. All right.
What's this guy's name?
Tanner Novlin.
Tanner Novlin. Kevin, you start this time.
Listen, I like this guy even when he was in high school, and I thought he was a throwaway character. I thought, oh, he's fun. He's, he made her do all the work, but like she became that go-getter woman that she is as the president. He was the vice president, high school class president, vice president. And then when we saw him put together, he's got a daughter and he's running a business and he's just nice to everybody. He's nice to her. He understands he was kind of a pain in her butt back in the day. But I liked him, and he was probably rocking a pretty close to like a 7.5 most of the movie until we saw him on stage rocking that guitar, and I was like,
"Oh, come on!"
That's where my 8.5 comes in. Like,
it increased it. Never mind.
Oh
All right,
yeah,
like
dude.
Oh yeah.
I like it. All right.
Oh,
8.5.
yeah.
Chris, you want to go? I can go next, or you can go. It's your
Go ahead,
choice.
Mike. Go ahead.
Okay. I gave my boy before an 8.5, the previous gentleman.
Yeah,
so this is tough. I'm starting off super high. I also enjoyed his antics as a young person. I thought he could have been still goofy and annoying as an adult. He was not. He was very mature. His relationship with his daughter, I thought was like she was great, that actor. Yes. And they just, I don't know, they were so nice together. I love how this movie played out with this guy. He also is the Liberty Mutual guy from New York, local commercials. So I'm going to give him an 8.6. Everyone.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, Kristin, let's see it. Crap it up.
Now, if Kristin is being 100%, if I'm being 100% honest, this kid in high school is exactly who I would have had a crush on. Like his shenanigans, his look, his like fact that he showed up in like a red suit to like the thing. I would have been like, oh my God, he's in a red suit. So funny and hot. So from the get-go, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And then we got to see him as a really cool, but like lame dad. And he never was like a jerk to her, because what could have happened is we could have had the like bump heads from the start. We didn't. Guys, I'm giving him a solid 8.
Ooh, that's high.
Right.
That's high for Kristin.
Looking good for Tanner.
Pretty good for Tanner. Oh, that's not it. There it is. There's our scores. Boom. High scores. High scores for Tanner. Nice job, Tanner. All right.
Then we have
Let's see
Brandon Elliott. All shirt photos here for
I'm
Brandon
so
Elliott.
sorry. I feel like listen, I'm 40 years old. I don't know how old Brennan Elliott is, but for some reason,
22.
looking up shirtless, Googling shirtless photos of Brennan Elliott was not in the cards for me today, because I was like, I don't think I can handle it today. He's like, I don't know how old he is. He's probably like my age. But Kristin has no problem typing in like 25-year-old dudes and saying sure. Sorry, Brennan Elliott. I'll start with this one. Again, I thought his character was kind of sweet, and I liked the what do you call it? Mystery of his, we get to kind of figure out, is the love of your life that died a dog, or was it your wife? But again, just like the first dude, this is not my hot dude like radar. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I like literally can't sexually be attracted to this man.
We're gonna get the nitty gritty of what H3L is.
No
what's your number, Chris? We got to save time.
It's gonna be a 6. It's gonna be a 6. 6.
Yeah. I'm abstaining. I got a not available because I don't know the character. So Kevin, take it.
It's funny. I like Brendan Elliott. He was in I think he was in the one last year too, or 2 years ago, the Christmas card one. Do you remember that one, Chris? It was Ashley. Was it Ashley Williams? No, it wasn't. It was, I forget. Allie Sweeney, and she got like the Christmas card that he had written years before.
Yeah, that was that one.
Yeah. So I like him, but he's like that cousin where you're right. There is a feeling of like weirdness.
Yeah.
To like, I jokingly, Chris said that to us on an email that I didn't want to Google, and I was like, I'm going to Google, and I wrote in Brendan Elliott shirtless, and before I hit enter, I deleted out Brendan and put in Chris Elliott from Speak and Get a Life. And let me tell you, that's a 1 only because I don't start it as 0. But for him, I'm going to put him in a 7. Doesn't necessarily
not bad.
I love this dude. I would party with this guy. I would hang out with this
I feel like if I was I feel like if I was someone that enjoyed like CSI or one of those, like if he showed up on CSI, I was like a regular character and like was solving mysteries and getting in with like, whoever, I would be totally into this guy, but I didn't see him. So
I think that's it. I think if he was like a Grissom type person, I would be like, oh, that's kind of, he's into science, I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got to save time. Remember, if you're still tuning in, which we hope you always are, we have a special treat. We have a special treat. Check-ins. Yeah, this is so we can do the timestamps. You know what I mean throughout the video. All right, last one. Let's do this, and then we're gonna get on to our new
a twofer. We got a twofer on this one. So we have Jonathan Bennett and George Crissa here.
There is no way that I could have done just one of these boys. I'm so sorry.
I think we can rank them as a duo. I think that's appropriate. That feels appropriate. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
If we're rating them as
overall score. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Rating them as a duo. They had beautiful chemistry. They both brought such a nice. We had this like crazier energy with this calmer energy, which really complemented each other really well on screen. Both of them shirtless, I really enjoy. And there's just something, the guy that played Jason, his smile literally lights up a room. And I give them both a 10.
Woo!
I love them both, and they should be in a sequel together.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm not going to go 10 only because I want to always give them that room for improvement. I'm not knocking them Tyler numbers. But I will say there is a scene that really summed up these two characters for me that I loved, which was, you know, Jason was hired to do the nursery for Sam's brother-in-law and sister, and there's a scene where he's painting. And he even says, do you want some help? And he said, you're going to get on your sweater. And then, of course, Sam takes off his sweater. Chris, black, sweet, tight shirt. What I liked was behind Sam was parts painted, stuff taped up, and a very incomplete and work in progress. Behind Jason was a completely painted and beautiful wall. And it was like, that's kind of who their characters at least seemed to be, not necessarily who they were.
Yeah.
I love them both, man. I think they're great, and I hope to see another. You know, we've seen it from Jonathan Bennett where we get a sequel. Maybe we do in this.
Oh.
I'm giving them 9.5.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna give really quickly Jonathan Bennett's mime painting a 0. I'm gonna give him 9. But I'm on track with all of you guys. I'm giving them a 9.8 as a couple, everybody.
Really
very fun all around. They're smiles. They just kept smiling at each other.
Oh my God, they have the best smiles, both of them. Yeah. Oh my God, I love it.
All right, let's do this. Hey, that's time. Bingo went to ChristmasCon in New Jersey, and here we are for Christmas time. It's Christmas time with Kristin.
Finally!
Where is Ben? Is he here?
I haven't seen that beginning. That was beautiful work. Beautiful.
Oh, real quick. I forgot about this, everybody. I'll show this real quick. I grabbed this. Thank you all who follow us on Twitter and interact with us during our live tweets and everything. Continue to follow us, obviously, on all the social media platforms. But look at this. Resoundingly, Kevin, Holiday Sitter was a favorite for the weekend.
So far, that one runs for another 3 days, so you can definitely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But speaking of the weekend, Kristin, I'm gonna zoom you up first. You set it up while we get the photos ready.
Great.
Yeah.
Y'all, I went to Edison, New Jersey, which is basically New York, for ChristmasCon 2022.
Hey.
So I went last year for the very first time, and I will quote myself when I left the building last year. I said, well, I don't need to do that again.
Wow.
But I did. I'm going to go through things that I will really appreciate if ChristmasCon fixes for the people going to ChristmasCon. Number 1, more bathrooms. The fact that I could have waited to meet Wes Brown in the same amount of time that it took me to stand in line for the bathroom is ridiculous. At one point, I turned the men's bathroom into a woman's bathroom by just going in the bathroom. There was a dude in one of the stalls, and I said, there's a female in here. The line's just too long. And I used the bathroom, and then he left. And then I said, there's no dudes in here. Does anyone want to go to the bathroom? And we made the bathroom an all-gender bathroom.
Nice.
So that was lovely. The other thing that could be fixed is that 2 ATMs ran out of money. And the only thing that they accept when you need to do a meet and greet is cash.
Yeah. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
As someone who works in the convention industry, that has malleated us as well.
Yes. That was crazy. The thing that made, those are the two things that, because here's the thing, I was in lines, obviously a lot, right? Yeah. And that is to be expected. You are going to a convention where the idea of it is to meet people And that's the reason everyone else is there. So there will be lines. So I don't know if because I went with Allie, and I don't know if Allie and I are just so used to going to Comic-Cons and waiting 2 hours to meet Tom Hiddleston that this was like, oh, 40 minutes, no problem. So everyone in the lines were kind of like cranky about it. And I'm like, y'all, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
But what I will say was the most joyful thing in the world was people coming up and saying hello.
Yay.
Because they watch our show.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
I can't even believe, because Kevin joked that people would recognize me, and I said, absolutely not. And they did. And that's Yvonne. Kevin, that's Yvonne who wrote us an email. She came right up to me and thanked me for thanking her. And it's just, also, Mike, Yvonne is glad you're back. She missed you. She said that. Yeah, which was really, really sweet. And then I met Dara, our friend at Dear Hallmark, which was so fun.
Dara's a star, man.
Dara is a star, and I'm going to ride her coattails.
Well, I hope there's room for both of us.
But okay, you can come. But the other thing that I will say is that someone said they love our theme music, so I showed them, and they now follow Hot Breakfast on Instagram.
Oh, that's really cool.
Nice.
And it just was really cool because you're in these lines forever.
Yeah.
And one woman was with her daughter and said to Allie and I that we should be hired to go to these conventions just to entertain people in line, because Allie and I were entertaining them in line.
Yeah.
Speaking of lines.
Hey, Chris, when I worked retail for 15 years, at Christmas time, because the lines were always so long, I actually would hire a magician to come and entertain. Yeah. And people freaking loved it.
At East Coast Video, you did that?
Yeah, Suncoast. Yeah, yeah. It was a guy that worked in the mall. He had a kiosk.
That is so funny.
Said, dude, come entertain. I said, you can sell your stuff in my line because you usually can't solicit, but he did, and it worked out for everybody.
Oh, what a hoot!
Yeah. So you guys should do that. Tell Allie, work on the sleight of hand.
Yeah. So what?
Who'd you wait in line for? Who'd you wait in line for, Kristin? Well, we can just bring it up and you go,
So listen.
Wow.
To meet one of the Chicky babes, but every time I went over to go see if like Autumn Reeser or Lacey were there, they were either on stage or doing their photo ops, because Saturday is their busiest day. So I couldn't meet any of them.
Yeah.
And so Wes's line seemed doable. So that was like 40 minutes.
Did you tell him come on the show?
I did. So I told Wes Brown to come on the show, and he said, yes, please. And now we have his agent's email. So we will invite Wes Brown on the show. He was hilarious, because I was like, let's take a picture. And then because I paid the $40 for the selfie. And then some lady took it, and I was like, can we do a back-to-back? And he's like, yeah, he was into whatever you wanted. He was really nice. And then who else? Who else did I
Sorry,
meet?
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Good friend, Ben, Dr. Ayers.
Dr. Ayers was in the house. I don't want to be awkward, but that man is a tall drink of water. Okay.
Yeah.
Legs for days. Like, I wasn't ready for the legs for days. He was so sweet. I was very nervous that he was obviously on our show, which was very kind of him. Yeah. But also, what if he doesn't recognize me? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if I'm like, hey, it's me. And immediately, hey, Chris. And I thought it was just like, how does this man who has so many other things going on in his life remember little old me? And it was really sweet. Yeah. He gave me I have one of his Hallmark University buttons now. And we're best friends. So that
and that was it. You didn't see anybody else. So that was it.
No, that was it.
Great.
That was
awesome. Wait a minute.
Nobody panic, because I certainly didn't.
I'm gonna blow this up.
I think you all know what my goal. Oh, I showed them the picture of the three amigos.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. And so we're starting a punk band instead. These boys are so sweet. Tyler Hines, I'm melted. And then Allie had never seen these boys in person. And Allie was like, Andrew Walker is literally a god. I said, yes, he is.
Which hand is tingling more in this photo? Like, where's more of the
Neither hand's tingling.
like,
Neither
ankle
hand's tingling.
Oh,
My
I
loins
see.
were
There's
tingling.
something
My
else tingling.
loins.
And this, of course, was the only photo you got with these.
That's
two,
the only
so,
photo I did.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Can I
Oh my
tell
God.
you? I thought when I saw this,
I-
Kristen, when you posted this, I actually thought they had a cutout, not a cut, and you stood. I really did. And then when it connected, it was like Jonathan Bennett realizing, it was Sam realizing Jason.
That was like the Tyler. That was like the Tyler photo from last year that everybody thought you just like photoshopped.
Yes.
You're like, no, we pose, and
We
then
pose.
I made, yeah,
Yeah. No,
unexpected
this,
pose.
I literally was like, hey boys. And they all were like, oh, what are we doing for this one? Because I had done the other one first. And I was like, can we do the Anchorman jump? And Paul was probably the most excited out of all of them.
Yeah.
Andrew got some real good air on this.
Yes,
and
he did.
I think Tyler's pants started falling down.
Which is a win. Which is
And
a
you
win.
said
a win
pull
for
them up,
everybody.
much to everyone's chagrin.
I
Yeah.
didn't tell him to do it. I
Did
didn't tell
any
him.
of them ask about me at all?
Yes.
Paul? Didn't
Ben.
Paul say, how's my buddy Kevin?
Benjamin Ayers said to say hi to Kevin.
That's not true. Is that true?
It is.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
I'll dine on
You
that.
know, they were like, "What about your co-host?" And Chris was like, "What are you talking about?"
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, but, like,
Yeah.
Kevin, don't worry. Everyone did like a lot of people were like, is Kevin with you? Like the fans. And I was like, no, he's a good dad. He's with his daughter for her birthday. And then that's when the one woman was like, I'm so glad Mike's back. He's so peaceful and quiet, but then he'll come out with such funny things. And I was like, yeah, that's because Kevin and I are loudmouths.
Yeah. And we don't say anything funny.
No. So
Color comment.
that was ChristmasCon 2020.
Yeah, congrats, amazing.
So that's
Right,
like
amazing.
if we add up how much I spent, 60 plus I paid for Allie to get in, it's 120 plus 40 plus 40 plus 130 plus 130.
1 plus 2 plus 1 is.
I was probably close to $500.
Wow, nice,
Not
good.
bad.
And everyone in line was like, "Why didn't you come to Rama Drama?" And I was like, that started at $600 and I would have had to fly to Chicago.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to try and do next time.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations. We actually don't have a slide this week for next week's shows. What are we excited about?
Oh my
I love
goodness,
that the
great.
Hanukkah ones come up for the
Yes,
first
you
time.
got Julie Sherman Wolf's new Hanukkah one.
Yeah, if I have the list, it's Holiday Heritage is Friday. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is on Saturday at 8. 5 more minutes, moments like these, Saturday at 10. And then, yes, Hanukkah on Rye ends the entire run of the countdown to Christmas.
Woo!
I can't believe we're almost done. I can't
I know.
believe it.
I just hope that 'Twas the Night Before Christmas is as messy as I want it to be. I'm
God,
excited. I am very excited for that.
Very excited.
And Hanukkah on Ride, the previews, it looks very like
it looks
funny.
very
like,
fun.
Yeah, it looks like a sitcom. Yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, don't forget, Hallmarkable airs on live theater at CSC Philadelphia this Friday, and then Saturday at 2 p.m. for a matinee, and then finally the 23rd. And then who knows? Maybe we'll be back.
Ooh. Mike, you have anything going on?
I actually have recently applied to be an optometrist, so I'll be missing next week to head to school. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll be doing the convention. Speaking of conventions, I'll be in Fan Expo New Orleans the first weekend.
Oh,
of
I'm so
January.
jealous.
Yeah, so we're excited for that, and we just recently did our Drunk Text Christmas Carol a week ago and sold out. So I've got a little bit of a break here, but then I'll be back to the convention scene for all you nerds out there.
Yeah, baby.
Follow Drunk
next year.
Text. That stuff is so fun.
It's so fun.
It's so enjoyable. You can follow us as well at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Remark the Show, or you can email us at remarktheshow@gmail.com. Did you see Kristin walking on the floor at ChristmasCon and take a picture of her from Stalky far away? Send
Oh
us
my
that
God,
picture.
I hope people did. Oh my God, if you took a stalker photo, please share it.
So I went through everyone's photos and I never saw you, but I did see Allie. I have to show you. I have to show you the picture. I saw Allie in a photo and I was like, so yeah.
I do have to thank Allie my sweet, sweet best friend and soulmate for life, who is also Jewish and doesn't watch these movies really, except. And so she came and was a trooper, just waiting in lines. Like my OG, she is my ride or die, man. Oh my God.
We love you, Allie. Let's close this noise.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
That's it, everybody. Go to your eye doctor regularly to check for glaucoma.
Oh.